Hello again, welcome back. At that lecture, you know that we are creating our toolpath. And as you remember that we are creating our toolpath for scallop. And as you remember, we need to create some toolpath for this area. Let me use the different color here for this one and this one. And as you remember that I almost forgot to create some line for this one. And then let me turn here and then select this one, and then I'm gonna use the right mouse button, and then maybe we should use actually different color like this one. So when we consider this area, actually it will be better for us to create some and the contour toolpath for and the green area, and after that I'm gonna create some scallop toolpath for this area. You're gonna see the some and finishing process. It will be good for us. So I created that boundary. You can also consider and how can we create that kind of and the boundary. Okay. So let me turn back to here, mill toolpath, surface finish toolpath, and then I'm gonna use the contour toolpath. So I'm gonna select all the face like this one, and then I'm gonna turn back to here, and then I'm gonna select my boundary. This boundary is selected. Then I'm gonna hit the OK button. So after that, actually, and let me create my tool. My tool can be ball nose, actually with 6mm diameter. And then we can create our feed rate and cutting speed. We can turn to the surface. It can be incremental 3, incremental 1, and clearance plane is absolute and the 5mm. So when we consider here, it can be 0. We're gonna be on the center of my boundary. And then it can be 1mm. After the calculation process, we can turn to these parameters and optimize cut order and minimize the vulnerable. And then we can turn to this part. It can be 0 to 0. And gap settings can be distance. And we can also use the transaction like this. And let me calculate my toolpath. And after the calculation process, we're gonna see that's kind of toolpath. Okay, that's quite cool. So if you think if you think everything seems fine, and you can turn to here and organize your step over. My step over can be 0.1 and millimeter, and then my toolpath is gonna be calculated again. So after that calculation, actually I'm gonna focus on this this area, and maybe we should use the 3mm ball nose tool here to calculate and some contour toolpath. After that we can turn to the scallop toolpath actually. And of course when we are using the scallop toolpath, maybe we should create extra boundary here for this face. Actually this phase can be quite important. So that's why we're going to focus on this area. As you can see here, and to split our product is quite important while we are creating our finishing toolpath. So finishing toolpath means that you need to split your the product by using the boundary and other stuff. Maybe you should also add new face to organize your the toolpath. So yeah, this is the main idea behind and finishing toolpath. Yeah, it's fine. You're gonna see that that's kind of toolpath. So everything seems fine. I just need to copy that toolpath and let me paste it here, and then I just need to turn back to boundary and delete this one and add new one, and then I'm gonna add this one as a boundary. So this is the actually boundary 1. Let me turn to here. We can also add new one. This is the boundary 2. So 2 boundary is selected, and let me save my file. And then we can turn to here and turn to actually 3mm ball nose to calculate my toolpath. And then we're gonna see, oops, sorry. Yeah, that is because of the boundary actually. Let me recalculate it, and we're gonna see that boundary intersection for, yeah, actually that's not possible to create that kind of boundary because of the that's and the narrow area maybe. So okay, anyway, let's turn back to here, and then actually we can easily change that our toolpath. So it means that that's not suitable for, and that's boundary. And I'm also sorry about the noise. Let me turn back to here, mirror toolpath and surface finish toolpath and the scallop toolpath. And when we select the scallop toolpath, it's also possible to focus on and the leader area, of course, but yeah, that's not so important because there is no and more face and to expand our cutting time. So that's why I'm selecting all the face. If you intend to focus on and that toolpath, actually you can turn to here and you can easily organize and the different color, and then you can easily select your face. So yeah, that's also possible to work this way actually, and by changing the color, and then you can also change and you can also select your toolpath by using the color options, as you can see here. So it is calculated right now. So yeah, you know that, and by using the scallop toolpath, and calculation time is and can be difficult most of the time. So that's why we are preferring to use the and huge amount of and maybe bigger and the step over by calculation time. After that you can turn to and the real step over as well. Anyway, okay, let's see what we get. And oops, we are using the 1mm tool here. Maybe before that we should use the 3mm and the ball toolpath here. Yeah, that's calculated right now. You're gonna see that according to that perspective, when we consider here, let me focus on the top view. You're gonna see that that's kind of perspective here. So when we consider this part, it can be okay, but actually we can also turn to here. Oops, sorry. We can also turn to here, and then we can also add the check surface. For example, this surface can be added as a check surface. So after that process, that's also going to help us. And oops, yeah, when we consider this area and that one, oops, sorry, not this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one can be selected as a check surface, and then our tool don't touch that face. Okay, it is calculated right now, I think. Let me check my face toolpath, and everything seems fine. You're gonna see that everything seems fine, and then we're gonna get and perfect toolpath for here. Anyway, that's cool. Let me save my file. And then actually, and we only need to create actually. You can also see that when we turn to the level options, when we activate this one, you're gonna also see this area. Okay, when we turn to the toolpath, we can also create some actually scallop toolpath and for this area. So let me create scallop toolpath for this area, and then we can turn to here. We can select all the face like this one, and then we can select this in the boundary. Then we can easily select our tool. My tool can be this one, and then it can be 0.1 millimeter as a step over, and then we can calculate our toolpath. And it is calculated right now. I think that's enough for finishing process. Okay, as a final step, actually, when we consider here, let me save my file. We're gonna see that this area is quite important. Maybe we should also create extra toolpath for actually for this area. So that can be and some boundary here, and we can also create extra boundary for this area. Okay, let me turn back to and different Z position, and we can select this one and use the transform and project options like this one. Okay, and maybe we should also use and the chain options. We can select this one, and then we can create copy 1 millimeter or and the boundary, and we can also oops, sorry about that, stop, yeah, almost forgot that, and we just use the copy options for this toolpath. So this is my mistake. Okay, I'm gonna use the transform, select this one, and we need to use the copy options. Okay, that's gonna recalculate it again, and then you're gonna use on the contour toolpath on this area, and then we can delete this one. So this is gonna be my actually boundary 1, and then let me create boundary 2 for this area. We are working on the 2D and that distance, and then at that point we can select this face, this face. You know that this face selection is better than to select that radius. So this is the single one actually. So when we select this one, all the boundary is created easily. So which face actually can be selected to calculation or boundary is quite important. So, and let me create this one, and that's okay. Okay, and let me create new scallop toolpath for actually this area. I'm gonna use the mill toolpath and the surface finish and scallop toolpath. And let me select all the face here. It's a boundary section. We can select this one and this one. And then let me hit the OK button, and we can use the dat tool and the dat parameters. And then let me calculate my toolpath. And this is the final operation. Actually, I am thinking about and that stuff. I think that's enough. We're gonna create, and we created 27 and the toolpath for this model. So actually, this is the main idea behind the how can you create your toolpath. Actually, you need to split your face, you need to create your boundary. Maybe you should also create new face to check or to control your drive surface, and then you can easily create your toolpath. Otherwise, when you turn to the CNC, and you're gonna see the and actually some problem, maybe some problem in your toolpath. And thank you very much, and I really appreciated your interest. And then after that process, we're gonna see that kind of toolpath. So you know that that's not actually okay for us. We need to turn back to here. Let me hit that button. And then we just need to turn back to here and create our check face. Is that right? That can be my check surface. Let me create my check surface. We can also select this one, and this one. And then actually we can also select this one and this one. Let me consider this one and this one. Yeah. Maybe we should also select this one as a check surface. And then let me recalculate my toolpath. Okay, then it's calculated right now. Let me check my toolpath, and everything seems fine, except and this one actually. Even if we are and selecting that's actually and check surface. Let me check my check surface. It's already been selected, but even if under that selection, actually we're gonna see that that's kind of problem for this side and maybe under this side. So to be able to handle this problem, maybe we should also use the contour offset toolpath and little bit maybe and the 1 millimeter or other stuff. Okay, it's up to you, and you can focus on this stuff. And thank you very much. I really appreciated your interest. You can also find that file in our Udemy courses. And thank you very much, and take care.